Ha! Hey, it is time for me to make my 2:30 YouTube vlog video for you guys. What's happening? It's Coach Chuck. Hey, I wanted to talk to you guys a bit about some of the feedback that we got from this last video that I posted yesterday, just on my story. I think it's resonated with quite a few people, and I've told a few people, I've made a few posts about it before, so it's just always great to get feedback from anybody. Whether it's good, whether it's bad. Luckily, I haven't gotten any bad feedback yet, but I think the biggest compliment that I can receive is when people come to me looking for help. And, you know, whether it's personal, whether it's fitness related, whether it's just to get together to have a cup of coffee, that is the biggest compliment to me. That's second biggest. The biggest compliment is actually when people come up to me and say, "Your children are so well behaved." And like strangers, like anywhere, they'll come up, like men, women, they're like, "Your children are just so well behaved and quiet and nice." I'm like, "It's because I beat the hell." No, it's not. So that's the first compliment the biggest compliment that I appreciate, but almost just as big as when somebody reaches out and they say, "Hey Chuck, I think I need your professional help." You know, and that's what I'm here for. Now there's 4 different kinds of Chuck that is here to help. Okay, and I didn't make these up. These are, this is sort of a core, it's called the Core Values Index, and there's 4 sort of different people and personalities that you have. I'm horrible at explaining this. I did not make this up. My friends Eric and Sabrina Walters are practitioners of the Core Value Index. And you know, sometimes when you're just very hyper-focused and you're drilled into something, like you're doing your taxes or you're cleaning your garage and you just don't want to be messed with, all right? That's what we call builder mode, all right? And I get stuck in builder mode quite a bit. And then let's say you're out on a date with your wife, with your girlfriend or something, and you just want to forget about work and you want to have a great time and you want to connect, you know? Or you're out with a friend and you're just out for dinner. And you don't want to think about work, and you're trying to, you know, help them through a crisis in their life. Well, that's called a merchant, right? And these are sort of terms that have been passed down through centuries, through millennial. Is that a word? Through millennium. And first is builder, building stuff. Being a merchant, merchant-based is hard. That's kind of where I'm based at. And then there's something called a banker. Anybody who is really tied into numbers and has to see things very black and white, and has obvious answers for everything, including emotions. You should react this way, I should react this way. Well, that's called a banker. So you have builder, you have merchant, you have banker, and then the final one, innovator, sorry, innovator. Innovator is where I'm not very good at. So people who really like to find solutions, to be creative, engineer type people, and usually you're kind of in one of those type categories. For most men, here's the problem. Most men live in builder and creator, like problem solver, right? And most women, I would tend to say, and I could be very wrong, but I would instinctively say that most women tend to be merchant, like very feeling. All right, now I think many women want the details also, so very innovative, very, very banker, I would say. They really want the details, and they feel with their heart, and men just want to solve the problem, right? Have you guys seen that video? Maybe I should post a link to it, about the man talking to the woman who keeps getting her sweater snagged on the nail in her head and complaining about the pain that is inside of her head is pulsating all the time, and she doesn't see the nail, but he sees this nail stuck in there, and he's like, "You know, I think maybe if you just let me pull out the nail." She said, "It's not about the nail." He goes, "I think it is about the nail. It's stuck in your head." So nobody's right and nobody's wrong. When I connect with somebody, here's the point of all of this. When I connect with somebody who is seeking me out and asking for help, sometimes I connect with them as a builder, and it depends on my relationship that I have with the person. Sometimes I connect as a builder with them. Sometimes based on the relationship that I have with someone specifically, they may not need me to be like a touchy-feely merchant-based person. They may not need me to be very creative. They might need me to be Mr. Boot in your ass. This is exactly what you have to do, and I'm sick of your excuses doing it. All right? That doesn't happen with a lot of my clients. That happens with some of my family members, I would say, like a teenager who doesn't clean his room ever. But in other times, you'll need to sort of shift in these different segments. So there have been a few people that have reached out to me over the last couple of days, and if I want to scare them away, then I can just put a boot in their ass, and that's not going to get anybody anywhere. So what I do is I shift, and I shift really into a merchant mode, and then I'll shift into like an innovator type mode to help come up with a solution together so these people that really need help can come up with a solution, that I can solve their problem or help them solve their problem. In one instance, there was a person who just reached out, and they said they don't even know where to start. Like, where do they start? And I'm going to show you where to start. Here's where I like to start, right here. This is one of my favorite books. This is called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And in The Power of Habit, I wonder if I should have actually earmarked this thing. The Power of Habit, it talks about a habit loop. Now, I don't know if you can see this right here, but there's a little monkey, okay? That's a monkey. And there's a little computer, and there's a reward. So there's a cue, and there's a routine, and a reward. Cue, routine, reward. Same thing here. Cue, routine, reward. First, we just have to start a habit. We have to get into the habit of fill in the blank. If you want to get into the habit of fitness, you're probably going to need to pack a gym bag. You're going to need to at least somewhat meal prep, or at least purge the bad foods out of your house. You want to put your gym bag by your door or in your car so you don't have an excuse to go home. You come straight to the gym. And then you have the routine of whatever it is that you're going through. So if you go through your routine, follow a gym routine. I have a gym routine right here. Follow that gym routine. And then after that gym routine, I wonder if I can pull up my gym routine here. After that gym routine, all that you do is you sit back and you think about how doggone good you feel. I wanted to show you this thing, but I don't have it pulled up just quite yet. Books. I wonder if it'll pull up. I take my phone, and yeah, it's not pulling up right now, but I take my phone with me, and you know I should have it memorized by now, and I do for the most part, but I like to be very detailed when I work out. So I look at my phone. I don't have my iPad in the gym when I go to the gym. And so I have it on my phone, and I look at what exactly I'm doing, and I write it down. I don't like the technology of mobile devices to keep track of notes and to keep track of my goals and my goal lists and all of that. I love the technology of paper. I don't really like to read a whole lot. I listen to Audible a lot, but I like the technology of paper when it comes to writing down my goals. So establish your habits. That's the first thing that you need to do. Establish your habits, and then use a method that works for you to track your habit. If you want to keep track of everything on an iPad or a phone, go ahead. I don't like doing that. I like having something that I can literally write down. And the exception to that is when it comes to reading more books. So The Power of Habit, I tried reading that, and I actually got through about chapter 1 before I said, okay, this is not going to work. I use Audible. Do you guys use Audible? I have this on Audible. I have this on Audible. And Audible is great because if you're a parent and you're trying to get kids ready, out to school, get the laundry done, get the house cleaned up, go to work, come back home, make dinner, get the kids to bed, and then like on the weekends you might try to recover from how damn tired you are during the weekdays. You're not going to have time to read a book, okay? And that's all there is to it. That's why I use Audible. I use Audible, and I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I don't have an affiliate program, although that's a very good idea. Use Audible. When you use Audible, you can listen to this in your car or anywhere while you're working out. You can listen to any kind of topic that you want to listen to. And that takes me to my next subject, is what topics are you going to choose to listen to, or what topics are you going to read when you get started? So you got to start with a habit first off. And what's that habit going to be? Let's keep it simple. For the most part, people are contacting me because they want help with their health and their fitness and nutrition. All right, so great. Buy a book. I don't care what kind of meal plan you follow. I don't care if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, if you're lacto-ovo, if you're pescatarian, if you're fruitarian, or whatever. I don't care what you eat. Just pick a plan and stick to it. That's all. I like to have a paleo-type keto diet, so I'm always very low carb. Try not to eat too much meat. I do have more plant-based fasts. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what I do. Just pick a plan and stick to it. And so help me God, if I have one more person say, Oh, should I try this diet? What about this diet? I usually go all in. Should I fast? What do you think about fasting? Maybe I should fast for 3 days. Do you fast? Should I fast? Is one day too long? Should I fast for 3 days? And then what about when I come off my fast? Should I come off my fast? Should I do low carb, high protein? Should I do high protein, low carb? Should I do keto? What do you want to do, Chuck? What works best for you? I don't know if I can do that. Just pick a lane, stay in your lane. That's all you have to do. I don't care which plan you get on, they all work, but just stay in your lane, and you got to give it about 6 weeks. 6 weeks for any plan. 6 weeks for paleo, you're going to kind of crash a little bit. Especially 6 weeks for keto, you're definitely going to crash on keto. Be a vegetarian for 6 weeks. Be vegan for 6 weeks. Hell, I have a friend of mine, Angela. Angela was vegan for 12 weeks, and she was bodybuilding and had amazing, incredible results. Okay, so pick a plan and stay in your lane and keep track of it however you want to. Keep track on a journal, day by day, you guys. This has to be a daily habit. You're going to feel really good at the end of the week when you look through your journal and you're like, man, I did a lot. And when you start tracking things, you always do more than you think you did. Always. So track your workouts. Track your nutrition. Pick a lane and stay in your lane. That includes your workouts, whether you do something like this behind me. That includes doing your HIIT classes, going to Zumba, going to Cycle Bar, going to Bar Method, going to Orange Theory. I don't care. Pick a lane. Stay in it. That's all. All right? I'll see you guys in a couple of days. I need a break. I got to eat.